find the general solution of the differential equation y to the fourth derivative plus 4y double prime equals 3 sine t. This is a non-homogeneous linear ODE. To find the general solution, we find a complementary solution and then a particular solution. The sum of complementary and particular will be the general solution. To find the complementary solution, we consider the corresponding homogeneous equation. So take right hand side 0. So y to the fourth derivative plus 4y double prime equals 0. And we solve this equation by finding characteristic equation. R fourth plus 4r square equals 0. Factor r square out. Then find r. So based on these 4 roots, we have the solutions e to the 0t, okay, which is just 1, and another e to the 0t 1, but t times, so t, and these are 0 plus minus 2i, so e to the 0 is 1, so cosine 2t and sine 2t. So there are 4 solutions, fourth order, and we write a linear combination of these. That's the complementary solution. So yct is c1 times first plus c2 times second plus c3 times third plus c4 times fourth. Okay, now we write a correct form for the particular solution, then find a particular solution. So for ypt, we let ypt be looking at constant times sine. Whenever we have sine, we always write sine and cosine. Okay, so sine 2t, so a sine 2t plus b cosine 2t. Okay, but sine 2t, cosine 2t are already solutions, so we need to multiply this by t. Let's multiply in the front. Okay, then we have now t sine 2t, t cosine 2t are solutions, and they are not here. So this is a correct form for the particular solution. Now we need to determine the values of a and b. Then yc plus yp will be the general solution. So to find a and b, we plug in y into this equation. So we need to find the fourth derivative, second derivative, and we set that equals 3 sine 2t. So let me find all the derivatives up to fourth. Okay, so y prime is, we have a product of 2 functions. So using the product rule, we find this. So we have now 1, 2 and whole 1 terms, and finding second derivative, here we have to use product rule here one more time, t times the whole thing, and we can combine couple of terms. Once we find second derivative, 2a cosine 2t, 2a cosine 2t, 4a cosine, so we have this, and we can factor negative 4 outside, negative 4t, a sine plus b cosine. So let me find third and fourth derivative. By the way, look at here, fourth derivative, and I'll come back. So then the third derivative is this, and find the fourth derivative and combine like terms, so you have this. Now we have the fourth derivative, all the derivatives. Let's go back to the original question and plug these in there. So y fourth derivative plus 4 times y second derivative. Okay, so we multiply this second derivative here by 4. Okay, second derivative is here simplified, so we multiply by 4 and combine with fourth derivative, and that is equal to 3 sine t. Okay, so let me combine those here. So I made some changes as well. Basically, once we assume yp, now we need to use product rule to find first derivative and find second derivative, simplify, find third derivative, simplify, find fourth derivative, simplify. Now the original differential equation is y to the fourth derivative plus 4y double prime equals 3 sine 2t. So y fourth is here. Okay, this is the last. We have y to the fourth plus 4 times y prime here. This is y prime, and combine these two terms, cancel, and first two terms just combine, we get this equals 3 sine 2t. So we have in the left hand side cosine and sine. We have only sine in the right hand side, but we can always write 0 times cosine 2t. Okay, and that means cosine, the coefficients of cosine, negative 16a is equal to 0 and 16b is equal to 3. Okay, so this implies negative 16a equals 0, that is a equals 0, and 16b equals 3, that is b equals 3 over 16. Now we plug a and b here in this yp. Okay, so a is 0 and b is 316. So 316t cosine 2t. Okay, so then ypt is 316t cosine, I forgot what is that, cosine 2t. That's a particular solution, and the general solution is now a linear combination, just the sum of yp particular solution and yc complementary solution and a particular solution. We just found a particular solution, and remember the complementary solution was found here all the way at the beginning from the homogeneous. So we have C1, C2, C3, C4. So that was just C1 plus C2t plus C3 cosine 2t plus C4 sine 2t. That's the YC complementary plus particular we just found here, 3 over 16 t cosine 2t. Okay, this is the general solution, final.